Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to an updated monster analysis on Sai Lotus. I've been meaning to do this video for a while because this has easily become my favorite nature monster, and that's because of some changes Social Point did after this monster was released. And for those of you that don't know what the changes are, well, now you're gonna find out. The first major change to Sai Lotus was to his life stat. It was actually nerfed. Originally he had a life of 32,874, which made him the nature monster with the highest life. That's right, he was in first place. But it got nerfed to 30,763, which now puts him in 6th place. So he lost around 2,000 points, and you can argue whether or not it's that significant. It was nice knowing he was the tankiest nature monster, and now, well, he's in 6th place. But don't get me wrong, 30k life, that is still really good. But the next major change was to his speed stat. Originally he had a speed of 3,399, and that got buffed to 3,454. With his previous speed stat of 3,399, he was in 11th place. With his new speed stat, he's in 5th place tied with Patron. And thus, the only nature monsters faster than Sai Lotus are Lamu, Yiltris, Sarah, and Guava Juice, none of which have an AoE deny skill. Guava Juice I guess comes close, and Yiltris too, they have an AoE blind. But as for Lamu and Sarah, well, Lamu has a single possession and Sarah has a single stun. Sai Lotus has an AoE possession and he has the hardened trait, and so there's a chance Sai Lotus may not get immobilized by one of those other monsters if they go before you. Though I should mention that Lamu does have the hardened trait herself, so trying to possess her might not always work. Yiltris has the abomination trait, which is immune to possession, nightmares, and bleed, so you can't possess a Yiltris, and aside from Yiltris having AoE blind, it also has a single stun. Sarah's immune to stun, so you can easily immobilize Sarah, and as for Guava Juice, well, he's immune to poison, so it's easy enough to immobilize him. But going back to talking about Sai Lotus, there were some changes to his skills. The first major change was to Last Breath, and the reason this was a major change is because Social Point changed the stamina cost. This went from being 28 stamina cost to no stamina cost. What does that mean? That means this monster is a general Thaddeus counter, or any monster that has stamina drain to your team, to your allies, whether it be a single ally or all of your allies, it doesn't matter because this skill doesn't cost any more stamina. And look at what this skill does. Adds 30% of stamina to an ally, gains 1 extra turn. And because of the change to this skill, you have a lot of different options you can do. First of all, just to make sure everyone's on the same page, you give 30% of stamina to any ally. It can be to yourself or to your teammates, one of your teammates. And then you get an extra turn. The teammate that you give the stamina to, that monster doesn't get an extra turn. Sai Lotus gets an extra turn. I just gotta make that clear because we have other monsters that give a buff to a teammate, and whatever monster gets the buff, they get the extra turn. It doesn't work that way with Sai Lotus. In this case, Sai Lotus will always get the extra turn. And so after you give yourself an extra turn, you have different things you can do. So say for example you're facing a ranked up General Thaddeus that is faster than you, General Thaddeus does Stamina Devours, and then your Sai Lotus goes, it doesn't matter, you can do Last Breath on yourself, give yourself that 30% stamina back, and then you can do Nature Owner, so an AoE possession. So even though that General Thaddeus tried to immobilize you, it didn't work against you, and now you would have possessed the enemy team. And most of the time this combo is probably going to be your best option. But what you can also do is to run the skill called For the Team. This skill adds 100% of stamina to a single ally, and it removes 100% stamina from yourself. So what you can do is, in that same event where General Thaddeus does Stamina Devours, you can do Last Breath on yourself, and then use For the Team and give one of your allies all of their stamina back. So this would probably work the best if you had like a Voltic or a Zyla, someone who can utilize all of that stamina, someone that you want to have 100% of their stamina back. So that's a combo, but I really wouldn't recommend it. And then the last thing you can do is to run the skill called Rise of the Plants. This skill adds 30% of stamina to all of your allies, and a skill like this would definitely work if in the turn order, after General Thaddeus does Stamina Devours, you do Last Breath on yourself, then you do Rise of the Plants. In the turn order, if your monsters go next, that's when you can utilize this combo, because then your monster, whatever it be, it can do an AoE deny skill, a single deny skill, it can do an attack skill, so that's the way you can utilize Last Breath now. And so that's pretty much the main change that happened. Last Breath being no stamina cost, that is incredible. And so now it's up to you to decide if you want to run For the Team or Rise of the Plants, now that you can utilize those amazing combos. But don't worry, I'll still get into my recommended skill set at the end of this video. One other change that actually happened is that Rise of the Plants, it doesn't have a 3-turn cooldown, it actually only has a 1-turn cooldown. So you can decide whether or not that's significant information. And then another change that happened is to Salvia Thirst. First of all, it's not called Salvia Thirst anymore. Instead, it's actually called Sap Thirst. So if you're looking for Salvia Thirst in the game, you're not going to find it. Sap Thirst is what you're looking for. And one major change that happened, besides having to change the name, is that this went from a 1-turn cooldown to a 4-turn cooldown. And I think that was warranted because before, you can start the game off with Salvia Thirst, and then on the next turn you could use Last Breath and Salvia Thirst again, which would just be ridiculous. So this nerf does make sense. 4-turn cooldown does seem a little excessive, but hey, I'm just fine with the fact that they changed Last Breath into costing no stamina. And so my recommended skill set would be to run Last Breath, Natural Control, Nature Owner, and Sap Thirst. Until it's still the exact same skill set I recommended, and you would still want to run 3 speedruns on this monster. Now if you want to, you don't need to run Natural Control, the single possession skill, and instead you can run Rise of the Plants or For the Team, you know, if you want to utilize those combos I was talking about a little earlier. But overall, for the most part, if you were to go up against a General Thetis that does drain your stamina, Last Breath on yourself and then AoE Possession, that would probably be my main plan almost every single time. Rise of the Plants, yeah, that could definitely come in handy, but I don't know, I feel better using that AoE Possession. And that's actually going to be it for the analysis. Now I just want to show some gameplay of Sai Lotus. So we're going to take on this team. I was trying to find a General Thetis team, but I mean, this is still a pretty powerful team, so let's see how Sai Lotus does against them. First of all, Egg Eater did possessing eggs, and fortunately, thanks to my hardened trait, I did not get possessed, which means I am free to do a lot of stuff. So I can do Nature's Unfair, which removes 100% of stamina from all targets and adds 100% of stamina to my targets, which I am going to do. AoE Possession would be nice, but then we have Baratgor, who also has a hardened trait, so I'm not risking that. So I'm just going to hope that they don't get their ultimates. Nature is Unfair, which is a pretty amazing ultimate attack. Just look at that. They lost all their stamina. They can't attack me. They have to recharge. Baltasar will do his AoE skill, and luckily those two monsters are Earth, so it's even more effective against them. With my monster, I just have to recharge. Sorry about that. I would have loved to give a shield to my team, but that would just give a shield to the enemy team. And let's see what Egg Eater does. Recharge, ultimate maybe. Let's see, a simple recharge. Sai Lotus goes, and I still can't risk the possession, so I am just going to drain all of Baratgor's stamina again. So sorry, you're going to have to recharge one more time. Hopefully he doesn't get his ultimate. That's the only thing I'm afraid of right now, because his ultimate is powerful. And then Baltasar will just finish off everyone if he doesn't miss. And there we go. That was awesome. So I won here because Egg Eater's possession didn't work against me. But here's the thing, I kind of wish I did get possessed, because Last Breath, it's an extra turn skill, right? So it wouldn't have mattered. I would have just used Last Breath, give one of the enemies some stamina back, and then I would have been free to do whatever. I guess I kind of got lucky that I got my ultimate too. But you know what, I could have still done AoE Possession, and maybe it would have landed on Baratgor. So darn, I actually do wish I would have gotten possessed. So I'm going to look for a monster that can possess, AoE possess, or for a General Thetis. So let's see if I can find that. And by the way, I'm on my baby account. I do not have Sai Lotus on my main accounts. And we have a Thetis, but with a Timerion, I don't want to fight Timerion, and a Voltic. I also don't want to fight Voltic. Thetis, Voltic, it's always those two monsters together. Always Thetis and Voltic. Can we find a General Thetis without a Voltic, please? Come on. Nope, 120, 130, 105. You know what? The reason I don't want to fight Voltic is because after General Thetis does Stamina Devours, Sai Lotus probably will be going next. And if I do AoE Possession, well, that doesn't really matter. Voltic is still going to kick my butt. But they do have a 130 Vada, so I'm going to try it. We'll see how this goes. I have no idea how it's going to go, but we shall see. I'll click Fights, and Fairy of the Sea, so okay. Kind of safe here actually. I'll do Sap Thirst, so Voltic, drain his stamina. He can't hurt me, but then that Vada is going to hurt me. So I gotta try to survive. I'll do, ooh, I got my ult. I'll do my ult, make all targets bleed, give nightmares. Hopefully shield can help me survive. Hopefully. Alright, that's that. Well, you know what? I have AoE stun. Actually, I'm gonna do the AoE stun. I think that's the safer approach. What is it? Is it strike? Yep. So I'll do AoE stun, and it landed on Vada. That's all I needed. As for Thetis, she can't do much. Frost and Sea monster. And what? It landed on the monster that has hardened. Oh, the irony. Alright, so my turn is skipped. It goes back to General Thetis. She will probably do her Elite Sea Troops now. Or maybe she'll do a single freeze. Maybe Brutal Harpoon if she's running that. Nope, yep, Elite Sea Troops. And look at that, I got my ultimate again. Definitely going to be doing that. And Vada is as good as dead. I am simply going to charge. And Vada goes. And the bleeding kills him 6,500. He is a goner. Let's see if I can find a General Thetis just so I can show off Sai Lotus. Come on, I just need a General Thetis. And so here we are searching for enemies. There's a General Thetis, however, two allies have the Hardened trait. So let's refresh. And General Thetis anywhere. Oh, right there. A Mega Ostium and a Mammoth dude. Let's fight Mario. And Mario has a 130 General Thetis and 120 with Team Speed. So I'm pretty sure I will go after General Thetis. Please do Stamina Devour so I can prove a point. Please. Elite 2, come on, can you just... And so let's see if we can actually find someone to make this work. We have a General Thetis with an Alex Bone, however he's 115. Let's refresh, let's hope I get lucky. General Thetis with a Voltic and a 130 Vada. You know what, I'll try it again. I'll try you. I'm assuming Vada has Team Speed and... Okay, perfect. Sai Lotus should go before Voltic, hopefully. Abyss Attack, single freeze, darn it still didn't work. And so I'm actually just going to end it there. I looked for another battle that had General Thetis, however it didn't start off with Stamina Devours again, and I don't think I need to show you guys the battle footage because it's just not what I wanted, so I'll probably have to do a separate video later on. But yeah, Sai Lotus, this is the analysis update. Really hope you guys enjoyed. If you ever get a chance to get this monster, make sure to get this monster, because in my opinion this monster has easily become what is currently the best nature monster in the entire game. With that being said, best of luck to all of you in your Monster Legends adventures, and like always remember to dream big and pursue your passions.